for medical support and $38 per month for dental support, all those beginning May 1st, 2025. After visiting with both parties and conferring with them, I believe that there's a dispute with regard to visitation still. There's still the outstanding issue of retroactive support. However, I believe both parties would be in agreement that final order should not be entered yet, and we are here for another temporary orders hearing. I believe the main dispute is visitation, Your Honor. I believe, if I'm correct, that Ms. Streep is requesting more limited visitation because Mr. Higginbottom does not have a valid driver's license yet, and Mr. Higginbottom is requesting more visitation that was ordered than temporary order going forward. And so I believe that's the main dispute that the court has to resolve today, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Lopez, anything you heard or didn't hear or to add or subtract from Mr. Valdera's opening, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, that was accurate. We feel it is in the child's best interest to continue on these temporary orders. For the most part, they have been working. However, the specific orders outside of the standard visitation custody orders have not been complied with, and we are increasingly growing in concern over why they have not been complied with. First of all, Mr. Higginbottom was adamant that he was going to get his driver's license situation taken up, if you recall, back in April. He still does not have a valid driver's license. We just learned that his girlfriend, who has been driving him around, is now expecting a child. So that would be 3 children from 3 different parents that he would be responsible for. It's just increasingly urgent that he resolve this driver's license situation. He also was ordered to provide discovery responses within 30 days. I received an email about 45 days after they were sent with no attachment. I then responded via that email to that email where saying that there was no attachment showing any discovery responses, and I got nothing from Mr. Higginbottom. So we also feel that we shouldn't proceed with final orders until we get those discovery responses, which he was ordered to have provided within 30 days of receipt. I know at that last hearing you ordered that he bring his mother and girlfriend to this hearing. I'm assuming it's because they were going to be increasingly part of your decision in ordering the visitation the way it was. My understanding is they're available, but they are not here, Your Honor, to either be cross-examined by you or myself as to whether this was going on. We have history of Mr. Higginbottom driving a vehicle with the child in the car. That was brought up at the last temporary orders hearing. I feel that the only way he's going to take this court seriously is if there is some kind of incentive for him to get this done. So all we are asking is for the temporary orders to continue and they be amended to prevent him from having overnights. He can still have the same amount of visitation during the day, but just no overnights until he gets his driver's license situation taken up, which I believe is just a matter of paying a couple of $100s in citation fees, which again, he's had not just the 5 months since that court hearing in which you admonished him to get done, but for many months prior to that.
Okay. Remind me, what date was the court hearing again? Did you?
April 15th, 2015, Your Honor.
Okay, April 15th. Okay, thank you. Then we'll have a hearing. State's drafted, or that state has the burden since they filed the petition, and so they get to call witnesses first. Whoever's called, you'll be answering questions only, and then wait till your lawyer asks you questions, Ms. Stroop. Don't try to get ahead of yourself and answer every question in the book that hasn't been asked. You'll get your full opportunity. Try not to interrupt each other unless it's a valid legal objection. Interrupting just takes up time, and I have to stop you because I can't hear everybody talking at the same time, and the recorder won't pick up, everybody talking. It would be all garbled. So behave, and we'll get through this quicker. Thank you very much. Mr. Valderas, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. State will call Mr. Dijon Higginbottom. Mr. Higginbottom.
Yes, sir.
With regard to the visits as they currently are, is it correct that the visits have been occurring from 10 a.m. on Saturday on the first, third, and fifth Saturdays, going on to 6 p.m. the following Sunday?
Yes, sir.
And how have those visits gone according to your perspective?
Great in my perspective. My girlfriend's been taking me there and picking him up, no issues, dropping him back off, no issues.
And where do you do the pickup and drop off?
At Erica Street's apartment, her new apartment.
Her new apartment? Okay. Um, without giving me her address, what is the approximate distance between you and her as far as where y'all
The judge sets the stage as lawyers outline a brewing conflict.
live currently?
Somewhere between like 15 miles, about 30 minutes away.
Okay, 30 minutes by car?
Yes.
Okay. And is it true that your license is currently suspended?
Yes.
And is that because of outstanding tickets that you have not paid off yet?
Yes.
Do you know how much you have to pay in order to get your license unsuspended?
As far as Bexar County, I'm down to $493 left to pay. And I still have I can't remember the date, as far as Austin goes, but I have another court date set for that to start to pay that one.
Do you know how much that ticket's going to be by any chance?
No, sir.
If you were to guess, would it be in the hundreds or in the thousands as far as the fines go?
Hundreds, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. All right. What's your plan to get your license reinstated?
Of course, based off the reinstatement online, it stated that I have to pay off all the outstanding fines and then the reinstatement fees. So I'm just paying those as every check I can pay them.
Okay. Based on what you know now, how long do you think it'll take you before your license is reinstated?
A year, maybe. I mean, I still have other bills to pay for as far as everything else. So I mean, I can't just take all my money and pay my bills and then not have a job and not have a car or have a way to work, or my oldest son has to go to school. So
Okay.
No.
And so far you've been getting driven to the pickup and drop off location by your mother or your girlfriend. Is that right?
by my girlfriend.
By your girlfriend? Okay. And is it true that you're expecting another child early next year?
End of this year.
Oh, end of this
Yes.
year. Okay. December of 2025? Okay. And from talking to you earlier, is it fair to say that your preference in this case would be to have some sort of 50-50 split of possession of Kaylin between yourself and Miss Stroop?
Yes.
If that's not possible, what are you asking for next? Is it the standard visitation schedule, which would be between yourself and Miss Stroop and Kaylin?
Yes.
The standard visitation schedule can be currently it used to be known as the expanded standard visitation schedule, but it can go from all the way from Thursday evening, dropping the child back off at daycare or school on Friday, picking the child back up after Friday after school, having the child all the way through the weekend and on to Monday morning on the first, third, and fifth weekends. So it's quite a bit of days there when the weekends happen. When I was talking to you earlier, it sounded like your work schedule and your schedule really isn't conducive to that. Is that fair to say?
As far as the Thursday, yes, it would be more along the lines of the Friday, him being dropped off, and then me taking him back to daycare, wherever that is, on Monday.
And so, with regard to this temporary order and what you want to see change, are you asking that the visitation be expanded further than what it is now?
Yes.
And do you believe the visits should be from Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6 on every first, third, and fifth weekend?
I'm sorry, it froze for a second. Can you repeat that?
Yes, sir. Do you believe the visit should be from Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6 on every first, third, and fifth weekend?
Yes.
All right. You've heard Mr. Lopez's opening statement with regard to they want the opposite. He's asking the court to have the visits be not overnight until you get your license reinstated. What's your response to that?
Response to his opening statement, for one, my mother and girlfriend are here present. They're just not on their own personal Zoom. They are here present. Secondly, as far as the discovery questions, I did respond, no, there wasn't any attachments. I personally didn't understand what attachments he was requesting as far as my pay stubs back to 2023, because that's not when, that didn't pertain to the time frame at hand. So I didn't provide that. No, I did not. As far as, well, that was really it. It was a lot of bank statements as well back to 2023. I don't understand what purpose those would serve in regarding to the time frame of in question.
Okay.
So
Then why didn't you send them anything that
I,
was
I
closer
answered,
than that?
so I answered the discovery questions based off of the time frame. As far as pay stubs, I didn't at the time have access to it. I recently got access to, I'm contracted, so I didn't have access to the contracting's pay portal or whatever. I had to get like a code from the hiring team, which my contract, they're based in like New York. So it was a time before I got that. I recently got access to that. So that was pretty much that's pretty much it as far as that goes. But as far as what he requested, I didn't agree necessarily, and I stated that. I provided that I do not feel comfortable providing that information on there, so I didn't provide it
Well, why don't you feel comfortable providing that?
because of the time frame. He was requesting pay stubs from 2023, and I know they were requesting retroactive child support from May 17th, the day that she left my mother's house, to the time that the child support started. However, we weren't completely done dealing with each other until December of 2023. And I have proof of that as well. So I'm not understanding why that would necessarily be part of me submitting documentation for 2023 when we spent time together and she was still coming back and forth to my mother's house in 2023.
Okay, Mr. Jacob. Well, I don't want to get too in the weeds on this discovery question, since it's not my discovery that I'm asking for from you. But based on what you've said, it sounds like you just don't want to give them the information you disagree with. But Caitlin was born in February of 2023. Isn't that right?
Correct.
So why not provide the information to Mr. Lopez from the time Caitlin was born? What is wrong with that?
Because I was taking care of Caitlin at that time still.
Okay.
It wasn't, so it wasn't Caitlin was born and I wasn't in the picture. Our relationship technically, realistically, didn't end until about January of 2024. So I still was taking care of Caitlin. I was buying diapers. I was doing that as much as I was allowed to do by Erica Stroop. It wasn't I was absent or any of that. It was, again, she was okay with me picking him up from daycare, knowing that I had an invalid driver's license. She was okay with my mother picking him up from daycare. When he was sick, she would reach out to my mother to watch him because her father wasn't able to, or whatever the case may be on that end. It's a lot that I didn't provide for the reasons of, we were in great communication, and she was able to call me when she needed something, or if a situation happened, I would take off work to be there for that. Times where my mother had to go into the doctor's appointment with her in that time frame in 2023 when he was born, as well as times where I took her and him, knowing that my driver's license was suspended, took her and him, and she had a valid driver's license, to the doctor at 2 a.m. in the morning in that time frame.
Okay. If the court were to give you more visitation time than you have now, is your girlfriend still available to be able to transport you for the pickup and drop-offs?
My girlfriend and mother are available, yes.
Okay. And I believe you mentioned something to me about perhaps splitting the pickup and drop-off duties. What is your preference with regard to how Caitlin is exchanged? Are you in agreement to do both the pickup and the drop-off, or do you think you should do just the pickup or just the drop-off?
I feel as though it should be just drop off, where she would be able to drop him off when it's my weekend, and then I would drop him off when he has to go back. Because again, they're requesting for me to have a valid driver's license, and it's a lot of things that I'm coming out of pocket for. And if you're requesting that, I kind of, you want me to pay the child support, pay the health insurance, pay my tickets, still have tuition for another child, still have to put gas in the vehicle to drive to her house. It's a lot of things being requested of me simply because I don't have a valid driver's license when it was never requested before and it wasn't an issue. Understood it's needed, but it was never an issue until all of a sudden. And I have proof of that as well.
Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to say with regard to why you should be given an expanded visitation time with Kaylin?
Outside of driver's license, I'm not a threat. I've never been a threat. She's never felt like I was a threat. I wasn't a threat for the 5-6 years we were together. Wasn't an issue of me picking up Kaylin, seeing Kaylin. I've even told her if she had things to do when we was going every other weekend, if she had anything that she wanted to do and it was quote unquote her weekend when it was agreement between me and her, I said she's willing to do that. All she has to do is communicate that she has something going on, and she's more than welcome to drop him off, or I'm more than welcome to get him, even if it was her weekend. So it's never been an issue as far as to me seeing Kaylin until now. When I asked her, I had family come in town, and I said, hey, can I get Kaylin this weekend because I have family in town? I would like him to meet my cousins and aunties. She was, yeah, that's fine. She was okay and happy with it. And yeah, after that, it was her weekend, and then she went to see her family on one of my weekends. It was no issue when she came back. We coordinated perfectly fine, and this is all before the court. This driver's license situation was a thing. Prior to the court, she was comfortable with me meeting her to drop him off and never made an issue. Hey, can you come pick up Kaylin? Hey, can you get Kaylin from school when he was sick and she couldn't leave? So that's really it.
Okay. With regard to child support, are you currently paying child support?
For Kaylin, yes.
And is that coming out through your paycheck?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Then, thank you, Mr. Higginbottom. I'll go ahead and pass the witness.
Let me go to next to you, Mr. Lopez. Do you have any cross-exam?
Yes, thank you.
Missed orders, no license, and silence raised serious red flags.
Mr. Higginbottom, you state a lot of financial responsibilities that you have. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you seem to cite financial responsibilities or the amount of financial responsibilities that you have as a reason why you haven't resolved your driver's license situation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would you agree that children cost money?
Yes.
And am I correct in understanding your girlfriend is about 5 months pregnant?
Correct.
Okay. If something were to happen to your 5-month-old, your girlfriend, during this time or soon during delivery, who will be the person that could take her to the hospital if she needed to go, or take her to her doctor's appointments if she needed to go?
My mother, my older brothers.
Mm-hmm. And then where does that leave?
Drive herself as well.
Okay, and where does that leave your other 2 children, their ability for transportation?
With me, they would come with my mother in the same vehicle.
Okay, so you would just you're going to be relying on your mother.
No, I'm not going to be
for the foreseeable future.
So yes, technically, if she can't drive, so forsaken that a situation happens to where she cannot drive, then yes, my mother would drive. I also have other family members with valid driver's license.
You say you have a court date in Austin. What is this court date in Austin over?
Ticket.
Ticket for what?
An old ticket for speeding.
And how much was that speeding ticket originally issued for?
I do not remember. This is back in the time frame where me and Erica were together. So it's an older ticket that I never paid.
So have you looked and called the court to ask what the fee is for that speeding ticket?
On the court website, it states that I have to reach out, and when I reached out, they told me they scheduled me for, I think, like January 22nd. I can't remember. I checked my email and I have something, so I have to call them back. But they have me sometime in January.
Do you remember what you told the court back in April about how quickly you'd be able to resolve this driver's license issue?
I said I would go through the process. Yes, I didn't say it would be resolved in that time frame. I said I would make my best to get that situated.
Did you know at that time how long it would take for that to be resolved?
No, sir.
But you know now.
No, sir.
Did you not just state that it would be about a year?
I said about a year. Yeah, I'm just giving a time frame as far as how much I get paid and have after in my check and what I'm capable of doing. Yes.
So it's the time frame is dependent only on your ability to pay.
Depending on I have to pay the tickets off. So
there's nothing else keeping you from being able to resolve this issue other than your ability to pay.
That's it.
So you do not have to wait for a court date in Austin to be able to pay.
Yeah, I just said I have to wait for a court date. I can't go online and pay until I see the judge in Austin. That's what it said. So I don't know if they're gonna they set the date and they put me on payment op plan, or they require me to pay it all in that moment. Whatever happens when I see the judge is what I'm dealt with in that moment.
Okay, but you do have an amount right now that is listed on that ticket or that is able to be seen on the court's website as for the fine for that particular offense?
No. The ticket, again, it's an older ticket, so I don't have like that ticket paper, citation paper. When I went online to Austin Municipal Court, it said I had to call. So I called and they didn't give me a price. They told me a date. And it was I think January 20th or something like that.
All right, let's move on to this discovery issue. You've, on the record, stated several objections and reasons for why you didn't want to answer some questions and the relevancy of the dates that were requested of you. Would it surprise you to know that I never heard those reasons, or that you never submitted those reasons or objections to me?
As far as you being surprised, are you saying you're surprised because that's
I'm asking you, when did you previously inform me of these reasons and objections for not wanting to respond to these discovery questions?
I was never asked, so I didn't inform you. I didn't know what. I got 2 different packets of discovery questions from your law office.
Mm-hmm.
First pack was just was just basic questions as far as the date Erica Stroop left, what I've given to her.
And did you respond to those?
Yes, sir. And then
how did you respond to those? How did you respond and alert me that you've responded to these?
I responded with an email.
And was this email on May the 30th?
Let me check. Sent. Correct.
Does that email have an attachment?
The email did not have an attachment. It should have had.
Did that email have an attachment? Yes or no?
No, I did send it. No, sir.
Do you have another email that you tried to send to me that you can confirm made it to my office that contained an attachment of your discovery responses, objections, or reasons for not wanting to answer?
No, it should have been. My apologies. That should have been the email. But
did you get an email from me on that same day alerting you that your email did not have an attachment?
I think yes.
Did you respond to that email?
I'm scrolling. Give me just a moment. So yes, I received yes.
You responded to my email saying there was no attachment?
No, I didn't respond to you.
Okay, so I have not received any documentation as to your responses to my discovery request. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, let's go on to the next witness, Mr. Valdez.
Your Honor, in the interest of expediency, I'll go ahead and defer to Mr. Lopez to direct his client. If I have any questions for her, I'd be able to do so on cross-examination.
That's fine.
Thank you. Ms. Stroop, would you please state your full name for the court?
Erica Stroop.
Since April 15th, 2025, the date of the last temporary orders hearing, where Dijon was given a slightly modified standard possession visitation, have you noticed a change in your son, particularly his behavior?
Yes, a lot of changes. So basically, like before of us moving residents, his behavior was really good. He had no issues going with his dad. He had no issues like just walking up to him. He was perfectly fine. Ever since we moved at the end of May into June, we moved to our new residence. He refuses to go to his dad. He shows like he's terrified, he's scared, like he does not want to be in his dad's arms. I've tried and tried and tried to be as encouraging as I could, being as positive, just for him to realize, like, hey, look, it's your dad. It's okay. You can go. Like, it's okay. You can have so much fun. But he still refuses to rather be with somebody else as far as my family members. He much rather be with them than being with his dad. He had a surgery date in July. I want to say July 9th. I can't remember exactly the dates right now, but we had surgery date and dad showed up and Kaylin had no excitement for his dad whatsoever. He refused to go to his dad's arm. The only time he ever went in his dad's arm when he was drugged up on anesthesia for him to be in his dad's arm. And after that, just about, I think the beginning of August, he came back from his dad's house. His behavior has gotten worse. He had 5 days in a row of behavioral reports due to hitting his friend, hitting his teacher, scratching his friend with open wounds and everything going on. I have asked his dad if there's been any changes in his behavior or any changes in his routine at his dad's house. He said no. He said that he's been acting perfectly fine over here. He also has been throwing his routine off. He said that he's been sleeping for an hour when he's supposed to be sleeping for 2 hours. I have kept him on a consistent routine, but his father does not keep him on a consistent routine.
Thank you, Ms. Stroop. So your son is currently in daycare?
Yes,
Who pays for that daycare?
I do.
Have you received any kind of compensation for a certain percentage of that?
Since he's been in
Thinking about him?
daycare in July of 2023, I had to back pay.
She warns that disruption risks the child's growth and stability.
Involvement or the this or that, or y'all don't communicate well, there's time for that. Y'all are kind of still young, I think, and y'all still probably need to work your way through co-parenting. And that's a long trip because you're only barely starting with this child. And you're starting again, Mr. Higginbottom. I don't know how many children you have, Ms. Troop, or maybe this is your only child. Or answer that, Ms. Troop. Is this your only child or do you have other children? Ooh, I can't ever saw lips move, but I didn't hear any audio.
I said he's my only child. I thought you heard me. Sorry.
Well, I was trying to figure out because I've also seen that moms with first children are a little more nervous than most other moms that have been around the block once or twice or more. But again, you made a cogent argument. But however, I've never denied visits for not having a driver license, or denied or reduced visits for not answering discovery requests, or denied or reduced visits for not paying child support, or denied or refused visits for having help in raising children. I believe you never have enough help, and it's good that parents and grandparents and family members are involved. That's great. The more kids, the more people that are in a kid's life that love the kid and support the kid and watch out for the kid is probably better for the kid. And even in their totality, I can't, with my conscience and with all the things I see and hear, and some are so horrible, you don't want to hear them. But I don't think that's this guy, Mr. Higginbotham. I haven't heard anything so bad. Do I want to take away your visits? But I also see where maybe you could step up and do a little bit better. And you've admitted that on your own. So this is serious. And yes, everything you do, you're under a microscope right now, and for good or bad. But if you want more, you need to probably do a little bit more. I don't want to keep you at the level that you're at now. Your kid's going to be 3. The law says I should give you a lot more at the age of 3, but we need to get through these baby steps first. Now, to get through them, Ms. Stroop, I don't need to go backwards. I'm going to leave the visitation as is. Neither of you win. So you both lose. You want more, you want less? Nah, I'm going to keep it where it is. I think that's, if with the problems we're having, that's probably the perfect thing to do. However, I want to see more time at it and more concern about other things, and not just blaming him for the child not wanting to go when it might be lots of other causes, or blaming him that the child's sleepy and angry when the child gets back. because now the child's in your possession. However, if the child's tired, well, maybe you do need to discuss that. You do need to tell her that all the things you've done that tired him out, and what, maybe he needs a nap right away instead of her trying to figure it out on her own. That's a lot of co-parenting, and most people can't do that. And most of the people I see here don't do that. They don't even get anywhere near what y'all are doing. And I'm saying that as a way of saying y'all are doing pretty good. You're involved, sir, and he's involved, ma'am, and that's a good thing. I don't want an absent father, another absent father, not doing anything with the child. And he has a 10-year-old, for God's sake, that I assume he's doing okay, at least with at dad's possession since the age of 1. So that gives me even more reason that I think this weighs more in Mr. Higginbotham's to allow him to continue to visit, and we find the source or figure it out, or things calm down, because you didn't move again, ma'am, or you're not going to move again, and that move now is more distant than not. But that the child doesn't immediately run to him, that's not enough for me to say I'm going to deny visits or stop visits or reduce visits. It's just not enough, Ms. Troop. If the child goes and he's not kicking and screaming, and he's not kicking and screaming all overnight and the next day, if it were something like that, well, then I've got to stop and look. I don't know if the child needs counseling. He's too young for that. I don't know if he's got anything in his development that's causing any of this or not, but that's for y'all to figure out for me to bring back. But based on what I heard today, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave the visitation as is. We come back, I guess after dad has another child, and figure out if he gets credit for that child or not. And I guess we have a retroactive issue that's still in dispute, so I'll have to hear that as well. But my hope is that you'll have gotten through this next hurdle to, well, maybe the next one should be standard at the age of 3, that the child would be a little older, a little more developed, and a little more attuned with Mr. Higginbottom and his ways. And I can't tell him to raise a child the way you're raising him. I can't tell you to raise a child the way he's raising a child. And that's just what it is. If it's really different, then it's harder. Yes, it is. But that's for y'all to figure out. But I can't say anything he's doing is wrong. And I clearly don't see any abuse or neglect. So I'm just telling you, Ms. Stroop, it's not on you, it's on both of you. And it's not on one of you for communication. And if you didn't do it, the other one's required to do it. It's on both of you. I want to see more of that, if co-parenting, if at all possible. And then that'll help me decide if I can figure out what the problem is, or if the child gets through this, if it's a developmental issue, which I hope it is, and I think it might be. So I'll quit talking. I'm going to reset it for January 20th, 2025. Further temporary orders, all the previous orders remain in effect. There's not anything I need to add or subtract, Mr. Valderas, any specific line items in the visits or checks changes or restrictions or notices requirements. Is that all in there?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. Did you want to say a time for that January 20th?
Sure. Are all those cases already set at 8:30? That's already
currently the ones that are set at 8:30.
Mr. Lopez, do sometimes lawyers have somewhere to be at 8 or 9 o'clock in other courts and then come here at 10:30? Would that work better for your schedule?
That would be generous. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, I'll do that.
And if I also may request a ruling on the discovery that we've yet to receive.
In what terms are you asking for sanctions, or you didn't file anything, did you?
We didn't file anything, but if we're going to continue, we're fine with just giving another 30 days to produce them.
Yeah. I think something like that. I can put another deadline on it. However, Mr. Higginbottom, you need to do your job as a lawyer. They know you're not, but you can answer questions. If you went to college, you probably understand the questions and can respond, and you can tell if an attachment went through or not, or if they tell you it didn't, try again.
Correct. Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, take it seriously, because there could be penalties for not taking it seriously. We're not there yet, but it could happen. Did you want a specific date? You don't have to resend them, I guess. He knows he has.
They'll be sent today.
I'd
When
still like a
abundance
deadline
caution,
of 14 days, if that's fine, Your Honor.
that would be fine. Today's the 19th. Well, let me give, there's a Labor Day weekend in there, the day, right? The 2 weeks. Let me do Friday, September 5th. It's more like 2.5 weeks, I guess, or roughly.
That'd be fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, discovery due by, and you know which specific, is there several sets or one set or just interrogatories or
We have,
just?
we have submitted a combined discovery request with interrogatories, production, and admissions.
Okay, did you understand that, Mr. Higginbotham? There's three sets of things and three kind of different things. You answer questions, you send documents, and the admissions, you admit or deny. Um, you don't want to find your position being that you're on the opposite end of several extensions on discovery and you still don't do them. And so he filed something that asked me to, well, the law is that if you don't admit or deny, you're pretty much giving him his case because then you're found to have admitted everything for not replying. You understand that, Mr. Higginbottom?
Yes, ma'am.
So you got to answer. You've been given several opportunities, so answer in full or to the best of your ability on or before September 5th at 5 o'clock. And I assume you have Mr. Lopez's email address already or how to send it to him?
Yes. And as far I'm sending it off of my iPhone, so I'm trying my best. And as far as the attachments, I'm never mind. I'm just sending. I'll send it as is.
If
I'll
it's
try.
a large document, it might not go through, so you send one set at a time. Maybe that might work. I don't know why it wasn't sent if you thought you got it through, but sometimes the files are too big and they don't go. So you might split it up. If I were you, I'd try that first.
Yeah,
And
I'll try it from my work computer.
does he have to call you as if they went through, or Mr. Lopez, you'll tell him if they didn't come through?
Yeah.
I can send him a received email specifically stating what I received, and if there is any issues, we will send him a deficiency letter. And if he does not respond to the deficiency letter, we will be filing a motion to compel. Just so on the record, he's aware of the process.
Okay, so those are due by September 5th by 5 o'clock. That gives you plenty of time other than today, right now. Double check your answers. Okay, and then reset for January 20th at 10:30 a.m. I put 2025 as 2026 next year, January 2026 at 10:30. Same Zoom ID. I assume nobody's asking to go to a courtroom and we'll be back on Zoom. Okay, then that'll be the order of the court, and I guess we still have the retroactive issue to resolve, so be prepared for that if that's the merits hearing. And I guess I don't know if it will or won't be, depends on what we've accomplished or not. Thank you, folks. Let's see. Mr. Higginbottom, you're going to get the same proposed order through the email system that you did last time. Ms. Stroop, your lawyer's going to get it. He talks to you about it. You don't have to worry about it. But you'll check your emails for Texas Office of the Attorney General, Mr. Higginbottom. Look at the order, see if you can sign it as soon as you can. Get it back to me. Mr. Lopez, is 1 week from today more than enough time to review Mr. Valderez's work and sign off on it?
Oh, plenty, Your Honor. Thank you.
And that's assuming Mr. Valderez, you'll get it out pretty quick as well.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll be getting it out later on today.
Okay, then thank you. Then we'll see you January 20th, 2026, 10:30. Mr. Higginbottom, I'm making a point of saying it over and over to make sure you're on legal notice. You know your court date, whether you sign that order or not, you're being reset. So if you don't show up January 20th of 2026 at 10:30 a.m. by Zoom, you can be defaulted. Now, that hasn't happened yet. Please come back. I'd like your continued input, but if you don't come back, you could be defaulted. The same would apply to Ms. Droop, but since she has a lawyer, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. So pay attention, put it on your calendar, and come back or call somebody if you're not sure.
It's
Okay.
January 20th at 10:30, right?
Yes, sir. January 20th at 10:30, and put it on the calendar, especially when the order comes in or right now before you forget.
I'm already done.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then thank you, folks. You're excused, and just the paperwork, hopefully you can get it in by next Tuesday at the latest. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Your Honor.
Father defends his bond, but judge digs deep into child's fears. Both sides clash over truth as the child's voice lingers heavy. And that's where today's case ends. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel,